The brand Presidus doesn't have the best brand name. It doesn't really roll off the tongue. It's kind of hard to pronounce. However, they do consistently make really good homages to military watches. Today we're taking a look at their Pac 76. This is a chronograph that pays homage to some really great vintage chronographs, and I have one here hands-on to show you guys. It has a very vintage feel and a vintage look. So let's take a hands-on look at their chronograph, the Pac 76 from Presidus. This is just a really good looking military inspired chronograph. I believe I was one of the first channels to actually feature this brand, Praesidus, on their channel. I was one of the first videos that ever featured one of their watches. And that was an NH35 powered watch that was inspired by the A11 from Bulova. This is another watch that's inspired by historic chronographs, Bi-compax chronographs from the USAF and the RAF. So you could see a lot of that here. This is slightly modernized. Obviously, you're getting a quartz movement inside, so it's a meca-quartz movement, which means basically it's a quartz movement with a mechanical chronograph. That's why you get that sweep second on the second hand. But other than that, this looks very, very vintage. And you sort of get an asymmetrical case. If you look at the case itself, there's crown guards on this side, but this side of the watch, on the crown side, on the pusher side, it's a little bit more extra material. So it's slightly larger on the right side than on the left side, but it's a 39mm case, including those crown guards. It wears like a 38mm watch, in my opinion. You also get a very domed, boxed crystal on here. This is probably one of the only issues that I have with this watch. This is still, or they're still using mineral crystals. It's a sapphire coated mineral crystal, but it's still a mineral crystal. That sapphire coating does help for scratch resistance, but it's not a sapphire crystal. I'm not sure how much money they're actually saving by using a mineral crystal. I would treat this like a mineral crystal because it will scratch. I wish they would use sapphire crystals on these watches. However, this isn't a very expensive watch, so I get it. On this strap with the bong clip strap that they have here, which I absolutely love, this comes out to $310, I want to say, somewhere in that range. On a strap, and the straps are pretty nice, the ones that they're putting them on a leather strap, this comes out to $280. So you are getting a meca-quartz movement inside. That means that you're getting that 24-hour dial right there, and then a 60-minute counter right there. Those sub-dials are sunken. You have a vinyl record texture on those sub-dials. I really like that. You have a mixture of white lume and sort of creamy colored lume. I guess you would call it old radium lume on the dial. I think it's the primary indices, basically the 12 and the 6, because that's what you're getting here. Those are in that creamy colored lume, while the other indices, the smaller ones, are in a white lume. And then you have a minute track. There are little dots. That's in that creamy colored lume as well, that old radium colored lume. The hands as well, fence post hands, in that creamy colored lume. And then you have a needle seconds hand, no lume on the second hand. I love to see lume on the second hand, but I always bring that up. You have a very large crown on here, 6.8 millimeters, and then you have a very short lug to lug, because this is not a huge watch, of around 45 millimeters. Thickness is around 11.5 millimeters thick. That's including that boxed domed sapphire crystal. You're getting 100 meters of water resistance on this watch, which is really good for a chronograph. That is impressive. And you get a screwed in case back, no screwed in crown, but the crown is large, like I said, 6.8 millimeters, and it is push pull. There's a nice texturing on the dial. It's almost like a sand dial, but a little bit more accentuated. They use this texture on a few of their dials, and I think it looks pretty damn good. The dial on here is really well executed. I think the overall look of this watch is really well executed. All of their watches get this kind of military look. They came out with a watch called the Rec Spec, I believe it's called, that has a beautiful dial. I'll throw up a picture of that watch. I absolutely love that watch. That's an automatic watch. I believe that's an NH powered watch. Not too thick either, ironically, because it is powered by an NH35. Really great looking watch with a day date, I believe, as well. Those are incredible. All of their watches are really nicely sized, and they consider the original inspiration for their watches, the watches that they're actually homaging, and they try to get it as close as possible to the original, you know, which makes sense. And I really do like that. There's a lot of brands out there that don't get it right when they try and do something like that. Very quickly, let me show you what I have on my wrist. Then we'll do a lume shot and show you this watch on my wrist as well. Today I have my Citizen ProMaster Dive Automatic in Super Titanium. This is a watch that I wear a lot. It's basically a very good everyday diver. If you're looking for something that's lightweight, Citizen make a great watch, and this is a really great modern interpretation of a 1970s diver that they made, but it's in super titanium, lightweight. This is the blue dial with the blue bezel. I love this watch. Whether you're a fan of this bracelet or not, it's definitely worth the price difference between, I think it's $30 price difference or something like that. This is a great bracelet. It looks amazing, and you always get a really good fit with these bracelets because it's basically, you could just size it to any wrist. It's very, very easy to size. You don't really have to do anything to size it, and it just looks like a vintage watch on here. You know, people would not know that this is not a vintage watch, especially with this bracelet, but you can get it on a strap. I don't know if they offer other bracelets. I really do like this watch. I think it's a good looking watch, and obviously the inspiration behind it. This is a 39mm watch. It wears like a 38 or a 39mm watch. You have a very short lug span of 45mm, and it is thin to the wrist at 11.5mm thick. All in all, I think it's a very good looking watch with 100 meters of water resistance. Very nice lume on here. The only complaint I would have about the lume is that there is no lume on the second hand. That's really it. I like to see that my watch is still working in the dark. However, that is a personal thing. This looks great. Very liberally applied to the hands and indices. The hands are fence post hands. They have that creamy lume, but it's actually pretty liberally applied, so you're getting really good lume. Even the little indices, the numerals, are also lumed. I didn't know that. So all in all, I think this is really good. I just wish they would use sapphire crystals, not mineral crystals with sapphire coating. I've said that a few times through the reviews that I've done for this brand. Definitely check out their website. I'm not sure if these watches are still in stock. It's been a while since I actually received this watch to the review that I've done here. So if they're not available, definitely check out their other watches available on their website. They have some really awesome vintage inspired, military inspired watches that just look really good, and they're very well made at a very good price. So definitely check them out. I think that other watch that I was talking about, the Rex Spec, costs exactly the same as this watch, and it looks really, really good. Definitely check them out. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. I'll put a link to this watch down in the description below. I'll put a link to the other watch that I was just talking about in the description below as well. And thank you for logging on. Thank you for checking out this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.